Alrighty friends, this might not be the culling video that you asked for, but it's the culling video I think you might need. Let me explain what I'm talking about. So people have asked me many times, how do I do shot selection? How do I cull? And of course, obvious things like, well, I removed the blinks and the terrible exposures and the obvious goofy test shots and everything else. That's a given. And some people say, hey, I use AI. I use Aftershoot or a similar application like that. And it kind of goes through and determines those bad shots immediately. And then I go from there. But another thing I hear people do, whether they're, going one at a time, kind of going through each one and then flagging it in some manner. People say, oh, I give this one a 3. And then I go to the next one and I give this one also a 3. And I go, this one, I give it a 2. And then that one I might give a 4 and et cetera, et cetera. And that one gets a 2. All right. So the first recommendation I want you to consider, it doesn't matter if you use Capture One or Lightroom or whatever. The first recommendation that I want you to consider is more of an artistic and philosophical kind of thing. Let's say you're going through your images here again. Okay. You're going one at a time. Images to me, especially portraits, need to grab you. And when they grab you, immediately, you just know. Now, that doesn't mean that every single shot that grabs you is a final that you're going to edit. But take this philosophy, see if it works for you. Forget the multiple ratings, the 5-star and the 4-star and the 3-star. Forget that. Choose the shot whether you think it hits you immediately or if it does not. A little bit extreme sounding, but hear me out. If it hits you in some manner, I hit 5. Now I keep going, keep going, keep going. If something hits me in some manner, I will hit 5. There's a 5. Okay. Keep going, keep going. You never know. This was a fast shoot, so I don't know. Okay, I'll hit that one a 5. See, here's why I do it. Let me explain. Okay, so there's a 5. I'm going to give a few more for demo purposes. Okay, something stands out at me. I'm going to give it a 5. Let's keep going until I find something else. Ooh, there's a dark shot. That one will work. Let's see. Kind of like that one. All right, now I'm in Capture One, but you can be in Lightroom, right? Now I sort simply by rating, as you can see, rating. And now let me just put those on top. And now those are all here. And then now with all of those selected, I can view those on their own. Maybe it's 6, maybe it's 60. I don't know. You can view those on their own. And then what I do is compare them to each other. Now I have 6 shots, or like I said, or 60, and I compare them to each other. Which one of these now still stands out as a hell yes versus a hell no, right? So I might come in here and be like, you know what, that's a hell no. I turned that one off and deselect it in terms, turn off the 5. And then maybe this shot, you know what, actually these are okay, but that one, the eyes are actually a little different than I actually initially thought. Hit the star, turn it off. And now I have 4, right? I want you to consider the hell yes and the hell no when you're choosing your shots. Try not to get too compartmentalized with 4-star, 3-star, 2-star, 1-star, etc. I don't think that really helps. I want you to consider just picking the ones that grab you immediately. And here again, they're not all going to be killers. You're going to know when you have those just absolute killer shots. You're like, that's the one. That is the one. You'll know. But you want to put together a set, then you need to consider the shots that grab you, right? Because a lot of times, my students, especially when I do portfolio reviews, they'll send me some images. And the first thought I'll have is, I like everything about this image, except is there another one in the set that maybe we can look at? Because I don't understand why that one was picked, right? There's something that just feels funny. And I said, well, I went through and I spent like an hour culling and I wasn't completely clear. And that one I thought was okay. And it looked like the simplest one to edit. And the skirt looked nice. And I'm like, yes, but did it grab you? Yes, your eye can evolve. And if you're brand new to portrait photography, you may not be sure exactly what you're looking at. Over time, your tastes evolve. And over time, you realize what you really enjoy and what really motivates you. But don't just look at culling as this drudgery that you have to just drag yourself through because it's torturous. And I know it can feel that way. Look at it as I'm finding my hell yeah. I'm finding the shots that really make it clear. And believe me, I've had shoots before where the hell yeahs are 3, and I've had shoots before where the hell yeahs are 250, and I have to go and continue to cull. So start with a big pile of hell yeah, scale it down to maybe hell no on a few, and eventually you'll have all the ones that really, really grab you, all the ones that are probably worth it for you, the ones that really inspire you. Don't delineate too much with 2, 3, 4, and 5-star. If you use AI to get rid of blinks and everything else, that's fine. I don't shoot that high enough volume to worry about that kind of thing, but if it works for you, great. But again, consider the hell yeah and the hell no, and let go of those 2 and 3-star selections.